Is good night. We'll be working the 2025 of January. This is the 2025 January for this year. We'll be working this year. So don't be afraid to speak. We are Everyone takes a question. So I will start first with the first one. Keon will start second. He will take the second read and you can take the third read and you could just tell us what you think and we will decide on the answer together. So let's start back with question one. I think we could start now. Everybody ready?
Yep.
All right, good. Let me start. The type of business environment most typical of Commonwealth, Caribbean, Commonwealth Caribbean is that would mainly lean on the mixed economy. What do you think?
Oh, so yeah, it's in the mixed economy because of all the things was happen here in
Yeah,
our Caribbean country.
most because it's a mixed economy because it has both private and public sectors.
That too.
Keone could take on question two.
Yeah. The main role of the human resource department of our organization is to it will be A. Local question
Yep, this is a
all
repeat
time.
question. This is a repeat question. This is from 2020.
Yep.
This is like this question is repeated a lot. I see it in 2024 too.
Yeah. Yeah, because you have to get half employees for working for this.
So we move on to the question three. So this should be correct. You could take a read at question three.
Yeah. Might be mute for a little while.
Yeah? Alright, good.
Also, I might be mute for a little while and be right here though.
Alright, good. So John owns a bakery and employs three bakers. Sh- Shemika,
He
you want
makes
to take
all his decision and takes all the profit. Pardon me?
take question three. You could take a read at question three.
Okay. John owns a bakery and employs three bakers. He make all his decision and take all his profit. What form of business does John own?
What are you thinking,
Um,
Shemika?
I think is A.
Yeah, correct. The sole trader. Because he owns a
Yeah.
business and he has all the profits. So that is mainly leaning into sole trader. Keon, what is your thoughts?
I was thinking about C. What's with C again? I'm trying to remember what was with C. I know it's with basically they cooperate with each other. Yeah, but I'm trying to remember the exact everything for it.
Oh yeah, like with the cooperative business is a business like format wherein like it has those it's like a non-profit thing. So in a cooperative, people
Oh,
usually come together and they make a business, but it's not really profit driven.
oh, alright.
So it's totally different from a partnership or any other company business. Another term for cooperative is conglomerates because the conglomerates
As well?
meaning is conglomerates. CSEC sometimes uses conglomerates for put in some cases in the year 2023 they put conglomerates instead of cooperatives, and that threw off a lot of children. So I'll take question four. Which of the following items are not considered to be consumer goods? A. Stock of soft drinks for resale. B. Cars in a dealership waiting to be sold. C. Stationary use in the accounts departments.
I will go
D.
with C.
C. Yes. Stationary use.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's C. Mainly leaning
It's
in with
correct?
C. Yeah, it's correct. So we're moving on to question 5. So hopefully we will. So there's some disclaimer. We will have to, because due to certain instances, we will only be able to last for around 30 minutes. So I have to cut the Zoom class. You guys could take a break, and we will start back again. We're trying
Huh?
to push for at least question 30.
Okay.
So for 5,
Alright.
Keon, you could take question 5.
Yep. A farm that disposes of waste in a ethical manner is said to be the one demonstrating its responsibility to. Let's see. What's it? A? I would go with A.
Mm-hmm. A.
Society.
Yeah, mainly leaning with A,
Yeah. I
society.
was society.
Because if you think in the cost, this is unrelated. Society, if you're disposing of waste, you're serving society in this, for instance. So yes, it is society. So let's go on to question 6. Shemika, you could actually take this one for yourself.
The role of the shop steward is to take investors' stock, open a business in place, ensure the customer gets fair deal, protect. Alright. I would go with C. Be
Yes,
correct?
yes, C is correct. Europe steward is like the poorest who makes sure that the prices are set fair and stuff like that. They deal with pricing and setting fair prices for customers. So in this, for instance, yes, C is correct.
Alright.
Kian, you ever heard the term stewardship or anything like that? Because
That
when
is
it,
the first time I ever hear about it.
yeah.
About these shop steward.
Mhm. A shop steward is somebody that usually makes sure that the prices are set fairly for customers and stuff like that.
Mm.
So let's move on to 7. I'll take 7. Which of the following management function is a manager engaged in when he grants a worker time off with pay? This was a repeat question too. This is
Yeah.
motivating. Repeat question.
Motivated?
Yes, it's
Yeah, it
motivating.
can be motivating.
Because if you look, let's try to break it down. So if we have the term planning, planning is actually future. It's not presently. If you're planning for something, it's in the future. And delegating meaning giving different tasks to different people in the business. And supervising is just making sure that everything is all right. However, when you give an worker time off with pay, that will allow them or that will make them feel more motivated to continue doing their work.
To want to work more, yeah.
Yeah. So it make them want to work more. So Keon, you could take on item 8.
Yeah. Richard, this is a repeat again.
Yeah, this is a
Richard
degree.
has been an employee of MTSI for over 10 years. He is up for a promotion at the end of the year. A manager's nephew who was recently hired but has been promoted ahead of Richard. An upset Richard An upset Richard has taken this issue to his trade union. This conflict is a result of
We're supposed to know this
A.
one, Keon.
I would say A, unfair.
Unfair practices.
Yeah.
This was a repeat question in 2020 and 2025. This was in 2025. No, 2020. The same question was in 2020. And CSEC is so lazy, they don't really even change these questions. Like they just copy and paste.
So we're not. Definitely from that.
So this is a repeat question too. Wait, I'll answer this one.
Oh, yeah, no, this is different. This is a different one.
No, this one is a repeat from 2023.
Yeah, it's a repeat, yeah, but
This here
not really a
coming.
difficult one.
This same question coming 2014, 2018, and 2023.
Like the
Um,
fear leader can be described as one who.
controls the activities of workers, allows subordinates to make their own decisions. Is B. At least Sphere is a lazy leader. Then they don't even really do anything really.
I
Eh?
mean, it's also in name.
They're
Lazy,
lazy,
lazy
basically they're
sphere.
lazy. So that's it for Keon take on 10. 10 is all yours.
The term division of labor can be defined as the. I would go with let me see, just let me read it back. C.
Yeah, separation of tasks to complete a job. Because you're
I was looking at C, right?
yeah.
And I also went looking at D.
Divi-
I would go with
C is the correct answer in this, for instance. Giving people different tasks and stuff like that. Meaning that you're giving people individual
C.
tasks.
Well, what you will say about D?
Yeah? Assembling of goods for distribution.
Also, also D.
D.
Dog.
So like
D.
we-
Employment of different types of work.
that would be like the HR department. That would be like the within the HR department.
Oh.
Because remember they deal with recruitment. So we're at 11. We have 5 more minutes remaining. I think you could see it right on the screen. We have 5 more minutes remaining. So we did make good progress. We're moving at a good pace. We will have to do 3 consecutive live streams because I'm working 2024 and 2025. Might probably be 4, but most likely 3. At this pace we're working.
Alright.
So with 11, Shemika could take on 11.
Who got read this one? Me or
Wait,
Miko?
wait, I think it's you. Keon, yeah, Keon.
It's me?
Wait, you,
Alright. Then which of the following categories would subsidized meals for employees fall? This is a repeat question.
this is repeat from
It can be
2020.
fridge benefit.
Fridge benefit.
Is it A?
Yeah, fringe
Yeah,
benefits.
it's fridge.
Fringe.
Friends.
It's a fringe. This is a repeat question.
Fridge. Fridge.
Yeah, I can remember this question coming in. I can't remember which one the year, but I think I see this question already.
It's not honestly it's in 2020. We worked this exact one in the last time me and Keon was working. Yeah. So the oh my god, what's another repeat question here again? See sec
Asset use the location of the bank, for instance. Hmm. Asset use the secret loan. Is it C, the fixed deposit?
is actually collateral. This is a repeat question.
Oh.
So what you might ask what collateral is? Collateral is like if you're going to make up if you're like taking a $1 million loan, the bank might take something from you, your personal possession, as collateral in the case that you don't pay back them. It's like a security measure.
Oh, like if you, yeah, like if you could pledge your house or like your land.
Yes. So that they make sure that you pay back for your thing. So where are we again? 14.
Yeah.
This which one we just answered. 12. Alright, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just answered 12.
So we're at 13. One of the main functions of an entrepreneur is to advertise a company's production, um, organize the factors of production. This one is a repeat. A
Yeah.
lot of these are repeats.
Yes, this is a repeat question.
A lot. Like from what I've seen, like them January people just had it easy. Them had it extremely easy.
Extremely
I want to look at it.
Extremely
Hope it
easy.
comes easy tomorrow.
Praying for the best.
It should.
Next
say
you know
like
they just
all this there.
next you know they get not lazy. Hopefully they don't get lazy. They continue being lazy.
And the change of yeah.
Change of the thing. See, Sec just pull the plug on we. POB was being too easy. Alright. Keon take on 14.
Yeah. Which of the following are primary sources of information that could be used when considering research for the establishment of a business? Or we get one for we got I for survey.
Is it D?
I would lean into detail because all of these things are what you do to conduct interviews for establishing a business.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
So this is D.
Yes, it's D.
Yes, you got D.
So that's it. We answer up to question 17, and y'all guys will take a short break for 10 minutes, and we'll start back again.
Yeah,
Okay.
because timer now you need like
Yeah,
1 minute and
we only
ten
have 1 minute.
seconds.
We hurry up. We have to speed up, people. Shemika, take on 15. We have to hurry up. Keep up the pace.
Yeah, the current version of the business planning, which provides an overview of the business, is contained in a B.
Oh, it's a D. D. Like for dog.
This one is an
I mean D. Yeah,
yeah, executive summary.
executive summary. Yeah.
Hmm.
Sorry.
So 16, I'll take on that. Which of the following variables is not an element of a feasibility study? Profitability. And me and Keon were discussing how this question just look ridiculous. It's a repeat question again. Like they're literally just being extremely lazy with these people. Extremely lazy. Anyways, we have less than 1 minute, but we just explain this. We close off at 16. So
Okay.
both of these, the business design and the profitability, are both not elements of a feasibility study. And I don't like how CSEC just put in both because both of these is not an element of a feasibility study. Cut off, like. Boy. Oh my god.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow be easy, buddy. Don't worry.
I am turning
Tomorrow
old.
be easy. I don't think that
I
bring
am
it extremely
old. Oh,
difficult
old tomorrow.
because May June has been more easy than the
Right. Just
January.
have break before you start.
Anyways, people. So something
Just
that I like to highlight. How far we stop within the first video? Within the forest.
And it's first.
We stop at 17, I
Well,
think.
the 2020.
No, in 2025.
You need 2020 people right about now.
We started 2020 and now we're 2025. We finish off 2 consecutive
Mm-hmm.
years, right? So I'm not, I
Mm-hmm.
honestly, you want to know something, guys? I literally just forgot to put on a recording. Usually I fact check myself at the end of the videos, make sure I'm not incorrect. So
Mm-hmm.
anyways, let's move on. Keon,
And then
and Shemika, just something that
we
I
did the 2020 papers.
will work in 2024 after this. So
Pardon me?
we'll work in 2024 after
No,
this.
we in the 2025. You got into the 2020 paper instead.
Wait. Give me a second. All right, good. So we're at 27.
yeah, good.
Do not be people. Focus. We have to focus. Losing focus. The primary function of advertising is to um, promote public goods, promote brand loyalty, ensure wider distribution of goods. What you guys thinking? This is a tight one.
The primary function of advertising is to promote brand loyalty, promote brand relation, promote information, ensure what it's basically to promote the brand loyalty.
It's actually to communicate information. We would have thought that at first, but because see how C6 states, they just want to confuse people.
Information.
Communicate information. That's the main purpose or the primary function of the advertisement. But how CSEC is, they would just bring this to like confuse people. Because if you look at the function of advertising, it's to give people information about the product that you are selling. So let's look at the reasons why it is not promote brand loyalty. Promoting brand loyalty is like sponsorships. That's to do with sponsorship. So whenever you hear the term brand loyalty, we think of sponsorships and promotions and stuff like that. So public relations, that is totally unrelated to advertising in just general. Ensure wider distribution of goods, that is packaging. So it cannot be that. So the answer in this case is C. Everyone agrees on that?
Yeah.
So we're at 29. Merchandising can be best described as, so when I think of merchandising, I think of like making the good look appealing, looking fancy, making it look fancy than it actually is.
Mm-hmm.
And training price upon instrument stock
So we have,
it's gonna be
D looks promising. D looks
I don't
promising.
know.
Highlighting the physical and visual aspects of selling. The structure is a bit weird in the wording, but it's actually the, at least in my opinion. Keon, you already there?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Oh, you want to read this one?
Yeah, check out Torte.
No, offering of free samples, coupons, and gift is an example of.
I think in a
I was
sales
thinking of
promotion, public
Public
relations.
sales promotion
Yeah,
or public
because
relation.
yeah, sales promotion between public relations and sales promotion. But I think it's sales promotion in my opinion.
Yeah, because remember if them give you them give you a coupon or gift cards because they want you to buy the thing, but also they put it on sale to a
Yeah.
lower, a lower price so that they
Ye-
could get it for sell out faster.
yeah, that'd be a farmer
Things
sales
might get
promotion.
a little nice in me place, so I might be mute for a little while.
Don't worry about it. It's not really disturbing us too much. Nothing big. So Shemika take on toward one. I take on toward three.
Which of the following situation is necessary for existence of market? Government relation, a face-to-face exchange, a fixed location of trading, learning skills interactive. What was the statement? Um, a buyer and seller interacting
Yes, I believe it's that. So
or a
because
face to
it's
yeah.
this one is a really tight one. But let's look at D on face to face exchange. Face to face exchange, I don't believe it fulfills the total definition because a market is a place where buyers and sellers meet. It does not really specify a
Yeah.
specific location. So yes, it would be D. So let's move on to Torah 2. The term loss leader is best described as a product which has no real market
Can I
value.
repeat question also?
I think I forgot
It
this
is
year.
a
You could
repeat
remember the
question.
exact year this repeated?
Um, I think no. Wait, I can't remember directly when, but I could remember this last leader worked with today in one of the past paper. I think it's this same past paper was actually worked 25 January. I was looking on YouTube.
Oh,
I think it might be either A or B. They're looking at them too.
loss leader. Retailer is unable to locate. Is so cheap to shop. This is C. We're thinking
It's see.
yes.
Because the man was basically saying that the shop owners they put all the cheap items and so on a table outside to attract people. And when they come in the shop, they must see something else more expensive. They're gonna buy
There's like the
more
Chinese
nice
people.
and be more expensive.
There's like the Chinese people them. But the Chinese people them is or the Chinese in general, they don't really play fair any markets at all. They don't play fair any markets. Because they sell goods extremely cheap and put people out of business to say.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take on third three. The type of sale in which a business retains ownership but allows customers to keep and use goods while paying for them in installments is referred to as.
Always credit consistent higher purchase. Isn't it credit? No.
I'm having a double mind about this between
Mm,
consignment and layaway.
I think it's consignment. I could remember watching it on this paper today. The same paper I was looking at a man on YouTube.
Yes, I was
I
looking
think
back at
it's
it,
consignment
mainly leaning back with
basis.
consignment. Yes, I believe it's consignment. Keon like he is off. Probably background. Anyways, let's move on to toward four. We already halfway the paper. We don't have a lot more to do. So take on toward five, Shemika.
Yeah, five or third four.
No, toward four. Sorry for that. This one is repeat too.
Which of the following lists comprise the element of the traditional marketing mix? Product price, promotion place, price package, promotion place, products, promotion place, packaging, package, product, price, promotion.
Do you this question
Hmm.
supposed to
Oh,
look
this one's a
similar?
repeat question.
Yeah. It's actually product, price, promotion, and
It's A.
place.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
not about to say A.
Product, price, promotion, and place. So first of all, they package a price. They actually think it as a product. They price it, they promote it, and they actually get a location then to sell it. So that's the traditional marketing mix. It's used in almost every market to say. I don't think we need to elaborate a lot on Tour de Five. Tour de Five is simple. The acronym GPS stands for Global Positioning System. We don't need to think on that a lot. This one is a repeat though. So we're at Tour de Five, Shemika.
I think third five is A.
Yeah, Global Positioning System. So Tour de Six. Let's
Third
move on.
six, I got it.
No, where Keon is. Keon? Keon hearing us?
Yeah, I'm right there. I'm right there.
Alright, take real
Which
Tour
of
de
the
Six.
following? Yeah. Which of the following person is not a retailer? Hmm.
Let's
Third
say
six, I think it's A.
what is it? It's not a retailer. A seller of craft on a beach. That's fulfilling a retail like kind of thing because they're selling a good. I believe it's D. If you look at D, a hairdresser because they're selling a
Yeah.
service, not really a literal product. Owner of a small grocery store, they're selling
Oh, the
products,
reason
a
the
food.
reason why I said that because I think when I was looking at the past paper today, I think I saw him choose A.
A. I don't think if you look back at the question because remember a retailer is someone that sells a good. A retailer is not someone that sells a service.
I
So
can pull it up back
make
from
sure that
today's
that's just a
question.
fact check. Because I don't know because I believe it's a hairdresser whose salon is located in a shopping center, because that person is selling a service. Kian, where's your thoughts?
Yeah, look here.
Let me see them saying, yeah,
He
I
put
hear.
in A. He put in
Dresser
A.
can be a retailer, but it depends
It's
on
C
what they
thirty
do.
six.
Yeah, we seen it. I seen it actually, but it as A. I seen it. But
Yeah,
that sounds a bit suspicious.
that
That sounds
yeah.
a bit suspicious. Because remember retail is someone that sells a good. Everyone here is selling a good. Everyone here is selling a good. The only person who's selling a
It can
service
mostly like be
is
they
the.
do because
Yeah, I believe it's because a retail is someone that resells goods or they sell goods in general.
hmm
But the hairdresser is selling a service that won't be described as a
yeah,
But
retail.
no, also right.
some hairdressers could sell things like
Also,
shampoo and stuff.
hairdressers that sell things in the salon. The
Yeah,
hair, the dress, the products you use to put in your hair. Some of them have like a shop,
Oh
like
wait.
basically
Now thinking about it, right?
snacks,
Because remember, a seller
drink.
of craft on the beach, they're making the good themselves. Them are not because remember, a retailer is someone that resells goods. But if you look at A, this person here is actually making their own craft. They're actually making craft and selling it by themselves. They're not reselling someone else's things. So yes, it would be A if you look at it. It would be A
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
because at the first glance, it would
All
look
right.
like D.
I guess I got read 37.
oh, so
Yeah.
this is the full name for it now.
Which of the following types of providers are FedEx and DHL? Let me see. Secondary party. B, third party.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Third party logistics. Shemika, think you could give a little bit elaboration on what second party and stuff like that is, because I believe a lot of people don't really understand what that is. I don't understand it 100% myself.
Honestly, I don't understand 100% either. I just guessed along with that because, like, um, let me see how to put it. I'm not gonna explain it. I don't know how to put it.
Because I did it in actually 2020, and this was a repeat question. So when you said third party logistics, I said it was right out the bat. But this is a complex thing. But to actually explain it,
I have a little star summary here. That's a party logistics means who is helping to move goods from one place to another. First party is like the business does it by itself. Second party, they hire someone just to transport goods. And with third party, they hire a company to handle storage and delivery.
I think I understand where you're coming from, Keon. So Keon, you want to just explain it back one more time in your own words, like just try to make it as simple as possible. Because if you can explain it back in your own terms or your own words, that will make the understanding of it very easy.
It might take me a little while to make it in my own words though.
It's alright. We really got time. We could do some checking up after. Let's see.
All right,
Shift
I'll
to
go on to toward it. Keon, you
But
want
I
to take
was
toward it?
said though is like, how much companies helping you out? Though it's
Yes,
if you're doing it either by yourself or how much companies help you.
that would be the simple definition because FedEx and DHL usually have a third party logistics, meaning and logistics, as we know, is the or logistics is the complex inner workings of a business. So when we have so third party, at least from my understanding, is when we have is in terms of movements of goods across the world. I think Keon highlighted that. But I didn't. When I look at the syllabus, I didn't see that they really do any elaborations on FedEx and DHL. There must be probably something students have to study on them or on their own, basically. All
Yeah,
right.
it will be something you gotta study for your own, yeah, but how they would expect for somebody to answer this though?
Yeah, that's like kind of like weird, but it's a repeat question
right.
because we see that at
Which
it.
of the
Could read.
which of the following documents must be presented to shipping agent to verify the ownership of goods and facilitate sports clearance? Yeah, I was about to say B.
D. Bill of
If you don't
exchange.
own it,
So, a bill of
yes.
exchange is a document issued from a supplier to a producer. So, what it means is that if you're bringing goods into the country, I did this one before. So, if you're bringing goods into a country and you usually give a permit, and that permit is like a bill of lading, which shows that you have the rights and you have the jurisdictions to bring this good into this country. If you don't have a bill of lading, you would usually have to pay custom duties or taxes or tariffs and quotas or something like that. But once you have a bill of lading, you could actually bypass that. So that's it for 38. Where are we now? To 39. We're already 40. We are going on to our this is our this is our second consecutive live stream. In the last one, we'll complete the entire past, people. But we don't want to push anything. We want to move so that we could understand every concept as we go along. So let's move on to 39. A supply chain is best defined as though
C. A network of resources involved in moving products from suppliers to customers.
correct.
Wait, let me see. Yeah.
We agree on that. Anyone want to do any elaborations or anything like that? What the supply chain is? We just put that in the screen. Another term for supply is the supply chain operations. So we have that out. So we're going on to fart, So let me read this. I'll take a read at this. JB Auto Company decided to export car engines from Barbados to Trinidad. Which of the following methods is best suited for transporting the engines?
B, which is C.
I agree on C. Keanu, what you thinking?
C. Real on 41. Which of the following institution is a financial regulatory? I mean, like, what you're talking about? Yeah, like, yeah, talking about the C, like C or with B?
No,
Real.
like the
No, as in letter B, C.
Oh,
yeah. Because C is
yeah, I think I'll be B. Yes.
all
Yeah,
right.
I think
Good.
I'll be B.
So we have 2 more minutes remaining. We have 2 more minutes remaining. We're working with time. We're working very good. So which of the following institutions is a financial regulatory body? That would be the central bank,
B, the central bank.
or the bank of banks. To say we call central bank the bank of banks.
So this one is a
So
very tricky one.
that's
Amount
it.
every month. Just so it's funny.
Keon, read out for 42 and
Mr. Jones has.
Art. Shemika could take that on.
Sorry. All right. Mr. Jones has. You are reading it, Keon?
Yeah, I could read it, yeah.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
Good. Mr. Jones has several bills of fixed amount to Ms. Jones has several bills of fixed amount to pay each month. His bank manager agrees to pay them monthly from Mr. Jones' account. This service provided by the bank refers to
I would say a C,
Standing orders,
standing
correct.
offers.
Yeah, standing orders. This is usually like a fixed amount of money or thing that is usually thing at the end of each month. So yeah, standing orders. Um, Shemiki could take on 43.
All right. The central bank is owned and controlled by the A, the
Okay.
government.
We're going to cut off. We're going to cut off. We have less than 1 minute. Yes, guys, y'all take your breaks. Y'all take 10 minutes. We'll be starting back in next 10 to 5 minutes. So take your breaks.
Okay.
Drink some water and come back. Refresh.
We done for that. Excellent. All right.
All right, guys, yellow. So yes, we're at 4 to 5. Welcome back, people. Welcome back. Here we go again. All
What
right.
if the following instruments result is the sales and purchase of equities and securities?
So good. We are back. So we stopped at 43. With this will not be long. This will be extremely short. This will be at least around 20 minutes to 10 minutes at most because we only have to answer up to 60. And we'll answer up to 60 and then we'll close off there. We're Keon is Keon here. So I was thinking that we should probably you guys think you're available for tomorrow or like probably around 8 or something.
Pardon me?
Think you're available for
Are
tomorrow?
you? Yeah, sure.
All right. We could start working in 2024 8 o'clock in the morning. I believe the time is sufficient. 8 to 9 o'clock. So we could just brush up on the 2024 and we'll go in the exam straight away prepared. All right, let's go on back to 4 to 4. John, you with us? I'll take a read at 4 to 4. We're starting back. Which of the following institution facilitates the sale and purchase of existing securities? You have unit
What says
trust,
B?
credit union, and stock exchange. John, you okay? Your audio, everything's okay over with you?
Internet behaving stupid, but
That happens. We have those nephews. So it's still a part of existing securities. Stock exchange is it. Do you only think you want to elaborate on what stock exchange is? Because
stock exchange. That's not with the amount of goods we own by an individual, and then let me see. Stock exchange. Stock exchange. Yes, like I know what is stock exchange, right? But I don't know how to explain it so well.
Miko, what is your take on this on the stock exchange?
Stock exchange is
Now where people buy and sell their shares of a company, like it's like whatever stocks they have.
Yeah. They're basically buying existing shares from a company or something like that. That's why we use the term existing securities. Shemika, you have anything to add to that?
no, no, no.
All right, good. Take question 4 to 5.
Me or Keon?
No, you could take Shemiko. I'll read 4 to 6 and then
Right.
back to Keon.
A plan of systematic saving and spending is referred to as I would say D.
Budgeting, yes. This one is a repeat though.
Budgeting.
This one was repeated in 2020 and 2022. Repeat question. So yes, I don't think we need to elaborate on budgeting. I believe all we understand what budgeting is at this point. So we'll move on from now. So I'll answer 4 to 6 now. Which of the following cannot be used as a source of capital to set up a business? Equity, club juice, personal savings, government grants. I believe it's
Study club.
club juice. B.
Club. Club juice. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because how could you take somebody money and start your own business?
Yeah,
You'd
there's
get
like
charged for that.
robbery. There's like robbery. Yeah, they get in prison for that.
Yeah.
I should try this sometime.
Yep.
Try this sometime. Yeah. Yes, that part is
As
sad.
many people said, it's only a crime once you get
Once you
once you
have
get
when
caught.
you got caught.
It's only a crime once you get caught.
Right, we leaking
Dalgo.
leaking with crimes. We leaking with crimes. You have to be remain quiet.
Right. By financial investment can be defined as
This one is easy. Let's repeat.
A.
I would
Yeah,
say A.
asset that generate income. Let's repeat though. So far so good. Honestly, this paper has been literally a brush through. I don't know if you guys realize that this has been a brush through paper. This was extremely easy. What are you guys thinking? Some question was difficult, yes, but
Mm.
it was probably like less than 10 question that we really had difficulties with. Less than 10. So 48. Which of the following statements are used to protect the environment? That's recycling and water conservation. That's I. And I. Because deforestation cannot be deforestation because that's cutting down trees and that's not protecting the environment.
That's damaging.
Yeah, that's
It's
damaging.
damaging the environment.
Keon should really elaborate on when I was going to answer this. I actually put I and I because I thought this was forestation, but the original answer is B I and I.
If it was reforestation, then yeah. But
Yeah,
it's
I would just read the
deforestation.
question quick, right? And I said this is easy. I would look at it looked like reforestation or so. That's what my
That's what I'm saying. Was read your questions and options.
yeah,
Good.
very careful. So we boiling down. We boiling down. Boiling down. We call it a night for now because it going late tonight. I really want y'all the obsolete. So we're boiling down. We're going on to the last 11 questions or yeah, 11 questions. Shemika could take 49.
Which of the following measures are used by government to redistribute income?
To redistribute.
Seeing how this question repeating again in BC,
Yes, repeat again. Let me
payee
see.
and national insurance.
You want to elaborate why is though like what you think is the reason for that?
Yeah.
Can you think you'll elaborate?
Explain it. I think you might be more best for this one.
All right, good. So a payee is basically pay as you earn, meaning that is a tax on your income, and they could use that tax. They could basically use that tax to create public sectors. National insurance could be interpreted in two ways. National insurance could be in the form of coverage for accidents, or it could be in the form of giving grants of money, or what we call forget the term, man. We do it a lot in Guyana. Um, that's when the government pay you grants, like for example, recently with
Cash
giving out,
grant.
yeah, cash grant. But we too old for that now. We have to work for money. We too
No,
old.
we can still get our money.
Adult one.
But they're doing
Yeah,
with
well,
Dorothy right now. At
y'all
least
got y'all too gotta wait.
we's not children anymore. So they're doing with Dorothy.
You gotta be 18, right? You gotta be 18 for collect the adult one.
So we getting nothing. Getting nothing.
Till
Y'all
next
too.
year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wait till
y'all too.
next year. All right, so
If we
50.
can't get to this year,
You feeling good? You
Then
feeling
actually
good?
tomorrow.
Oh my God.
big up
You
this
lucky, you lucky, you lucky, you lucky bastard. All right, 50. Which of the following forms of taxation can be classified as direct income tax? Because it's a tax directly on your income.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like force. Soon as you get your money, they take it away.
It's
I'm
like
even
I had
giving
a
you a
friend.
chance.
She said she don't copy NIS. I tell she, look how you become a slave now to it.
Soon as you get your money, gone
Don't
with it.
become a slave
I'm
to it.
even waiting for your reply, just gone. Make $1 million, gone with
Just gone.
50%. You get half a million. I would get vexed by
I think
cause
it's the more higher money, the more stuck out.
it depends on the type of tax system. Like progressive, the more money you get, the more taxes. But that is a real
I
sick
hear them doing
because
something.
imagine getting a
It's
billion
now
dollar.
with past 100 and something, them is look for take out tax. Them is look for tax.
In the
Once it
progressive
pass
tax
100 and something.
system, they will probably put a fixed amount of tax on, like they might put a 2% tax. And no matter how high your money will, the more higher your money, the more higher the taxes will be because the tax is fixed. It might have a 2% tax. So if it's like $1 billion, it might probably be like $8 million you got to pay and stuff like that. There's progressive tax system. So let's look at 51.
It's just
You could talk Keon.
it's just how when you see something on the news about it with the tax thing. I'm trying to remember what them said about it.
It had news recently with
With it being raised and everything.
it had instance inside even America with Kamala Harris because she went one of the progressive tax system. But the progressive tax system it's chase rich people from you. Because remember they're making billions. And if they're making billions,
I
they
might
get
gonna be
taxed
mute for a little while.
millions.
Something has come across here.
Alright, good. Shemiki, you wanna take 51?
Alright. Which of the following activities is a function of a
Chamber of Commerce.
Chambers of Commerce.
Mhm.
Creating employment, protecting environment, providing functional aid to
Keen victims.
hey,
What are you thinking for this, eh?
teen victims. Maybe I'm looking at
Mhm.
mm, chamber. I would say C or
So basically, I tell you what's a chamber of commerce because I gave you little hints and you could think about it. So a chamber of commerce is basically when a lot of business people come together for basically fight for the business community to actually fight for their rights. This is like an example there. They would fight against progressive tax system because they would say it unfair. So the answer for this would be D, advancing the interests of the business community, right? Because
okay.
that's what the chamber of commerce is. Usually, a bunch of business people come together to basically fight against a system such as like the progressive tax system because they might say it unfair. All right, good. So we have that out the way. We're in on 52. Which of the following objective is an economical aim of government? We have increased the level of literacy, develop a proper legal system, stabilize the national currency, maintain an effective security force. Can
Same on
you?
this one, repeat it would. It's an ABC.
Yeah, repeat. Stabilize the national currency. Because when you think of the term economic, that's with money. That's with money. So we could immediately think of currency and money related incentives. So yes, that is 53. Let's move on. That's 53. Take a read. I'll read out 53 now. Education could contribute to economical growth by ensuring that the workforce is highly what you guys thinking?
I was efficient or either structured.
Efficient. Efficient. I believe it could be efficient. Because remember they're educating people how to do work, or they're educating persons on how to be in the global market, or
So yeah.
efficient.
Mm.
So let's look at 54. Keon, you want take a read at 54 for me. Take a read at 54. He's probably got in a situation over there. Yes. Shemika could take a read at 54.
Right. The success of a government economic policies can be mostly measured by, effectively measured by um, the increase of level of policy, increase in the standards of living, decrease in the value of production, decrease in level of employment. Read about the question. The success of government economics policy can be most effectively measured by oh, mm, A or B?
Yeah, yeah. It's B. Because in the case of like if you have good economical decision, it will affect the citizens positively, which will as a result of that increase the standard of living or quality of life also. So I take on 55. You only have five more questions to work. So after this, guys, you try to take your rest. Don't push yourself. Rest. We are just going to work 2024. It will be extremely easy for us. It will not be hard. You will pass. You guys will pass. An unemployment problem in developing countries with a large workforce may be best solved by an increased um, labor-intensive production, because there's unemployment at a high level. And usually within developing countries, we know that technology is taking over AI, and capital intensive production is taking over people's job. So we need to make it labor intensive instead, so that people could get back their jobs. That's like one of the major problems that first world countries does have. Should we take
Which
50,
of
take 56? Yeah.
which of the which of the following terms does not describe a type of unemployment? Physical, seasonal, strategical. Um, ooh, 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 ooh. I would say D.
B.
B.
Yes. Yeah. B. Physical. Because structural, seasonal, and all of these are types of unemployment. The only exception in this case is B. There's nothing as physical unemployment. Structural is in the case of the of one of moving of, like, for example, if we have like machinery, majority of person moving from the machinery department to like the marketing department, that's structural. Seasonal is that you can't work in particular seasons of the year. Cyclical is due to economical situations. So physical, there's nothing as physical unemployment. So yes, you're right. So last three. Which of the following is an indicator of a country's standard of living? Life expectancy, diet and nutrition, average disposable income of the population, access to public utilities such as electricity and water, life expectancy. There will be an increase in life expectancy if, in the case of standard of living,
Oh no, it.
increasing. All right.
Okay.
Last two questions. We'll close off at these last two questions. So take reader 58. I'll take the last question.
Okay. Which of the following function is not applicable to a management information system? Mm, Meetings to include the needs of available management, provides control flexibility through, and I can't see these words too clear.
All right, let me zoom in for you. So caters to information needs of all levels of management, provides greater flexibility through an integrated database, allows a flow of information between functional areas. So if you was to look at this, all of these are functions of the MIS because remember MIS deals with information, right? The only exception in this case
So D is
is
the answer.
yes, this is the only answer here. So they because changing the procedures used out to carry out the task, that is done by the boss of business. That is not done by a department. So yes. T859. Wow, this is blurry as hell. The buying and selling of goods and services among countries is called international trade. And this is this is quite a tricky one because it's between balance of trade and marketing. Marketing, both of these answers could work, but listen to this here. Remember, marketing deals with making your good, giving information about your good. So international marketing has two definitions. It could mean literally trading goods, or it could mean giving information about your good. But international trade is just the exchange or the buying and selling of goods and services among countries.
Okay.
All right, last question, and then we'll close off right now. I think Keon, he probably has a situation with him right now. But anyways, you still get to see the video. I sent it to him. So 60, take the final read.
You want me to read?
Yeah, the final one. This is the final one.
Right. The increase in skills and ability as the result of education and training is referred to as um. Okay. You human resource development.
Yeah, correct. And that would be it. Wow, that was like very long. Anyways, try to take your rest, right? Try to take your rest.
Yeah, all right,
Uh,
Joseph.
mhm,
Thank you.
no problem.
But
Yes,
yeah,
people, see you out. Hopefully, have a good night, have a blessed night, and hopefully, people will come easy tomorrow.
him too. Yes.
Anyways, I go note, right? All the best. See you out.
All right. Yes, him too.
So we're start back the document because from those recordings, you watch those recordings. I think I sent some videos to you with the recordings. They laggy as hell.
Yeah,
Thing
watch
lag.
them.
I
Yeah,
think lag
that
bad.
was really, really lovely for
Really,
sure.
really laggy. Anyways, this time it will have zero lags. I should have just done this to begin with. Anyways, we'll just work back the 2020 January 2020 paper once. We'll just work it from starting. We don't know all the answers, so you should be able to brush through this. You with me, Keon?
And gotta explain it back too.
Yeah, we have to explain it
Yeah,
back
I'm
to.
with you.
All right, good. So yes, everything is all right. So I'm just gonna introduce everyone. So today we'll be working the CSEC. We'll be doing a marathon. We'll be working 2020 to 2025 paper ones, May, June, and January for preparation for the POB examination that will be conducted tomorrow. You viewers who are watching out there, it is nice to be back with you. I have a guest speaker today that will be working this paper with me today. So hopefully you guys could stay in tune, watch out the full video from beginning to end. If you have watched it from beginning to end, you will definitely get a grade one. So with that said, let's start. So private enterprises is run mainly to create profit, reduce inflation, provide jobs for more people, distribute goods and services fairly. Keon, what is your thoughts on that? What is
Just
the
as you said, is to create profit.
Correct is
That's the
right.
main goal.
Private enterprises is usually created to make profits. So when we think of private enterprises, we think of private individuals. So there's public enterprises and there's private enterprises. Private enterprises are usually owned by private individuals, and as a result, they usually want to make profits. So that's it for question one.
Yep.
Let's look at two now. The main role of the human resource department of an organization is to recruit qualified employees, promote recreational activities for workers, assist employees in understanding industrial relations, or D, produce magazines highlighting outstanding workers. Any thought in
Okay.
this?
Yeah.
Mhm.
The human resource is mainly is for recruit new people. See if they are qualified for the job.
So as Keon said, one of the main functions of the human resource department is recruitment. They usually check to see if the workers are qualified and able to do the job. So with that said, let's move on to question three. Which of the following is not a function of money? So all of these are functions of money. The only one out of for question three that is not a function of money is indivisibility. So, Kion, you want to take question four?
Alright. In which of the following types of economic system does the state own and control all of the country's economic resources? Oh, so that will be B, a plan.
Mm-hmm. Why you think is a planned economy in this case?
Bro, to be honest with you, I can't explain much, but I will try.
Mm-hmm.
I will really, really try.
All right. Let's highlight something in a planned economy. We usually hate planned economy because we consider them to be dictatorship economies. Because in a planned economy, everything you eat to the way you dress to the way you live are basically determined by the state. So when they control all the economic resources and even decisions, you don't really have a say as a citizen in that country.
So, where the government makes all decisions.
Yes, the government makes all the decisions, both economically, socially, politically, everything. There was a recent incident. I'll put this up on the screen. I never know if you even checked it yet. Let me just Kim Jong elections. You ever think of the idea of Kim Jong elections? Like, if you look into it, Kim Jong elections. If you look at North Korea, um, he's a total dictator. You can't really even see nothing in North Korea. It's just totally closed off from the world. So let's read question five. A post data check is
Yeah?
one in which. I hear you. What? Something to say?
No, my internet, it looked for disconnect again.
What's this guy? You back with me then?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah, I'm back.
So it says a post data check is one in which is dated for payment at a future date. Jan, is that right? So a post data check is a
Yeah.
check that is to be paid in the future. All right, take a read at question six.
The main objective of a trade union is to encourage the A. Unionization of workers. B. Increase of salaries and vacations. C. Advis,
Advancement of the
adva-
advancement.
advancement of the welfare of its members. And D. What is this word? Need to zoom in.
Firing. This let me just think.
Firing?
Firing,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
Firing of workers
For
whenever
some
they
reason
do.
it's showing blurry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the main objective of trade union is to advance the advancement of the welfare of its members. Right? Trade unions
Yeah.
are usually created for the interest of workers, make sure that they have good work, they have good wages and stuff, salaries and things like that.
Yep.
So seven. In which of the following categories would subsidize meals for employees fall? Fringe benefits, duty allowances, wage and salaries, and workmen's compensation. Kian, I'll leave you with the explanation for this thing. I believe you can best explain this one here.
Sure.
Hmm. What answer do you think it
All
is?
right.
And
I would say a
yeah, fringe
fringe
benefit.
benefits.
Eh, So
Fringe benefit, I would say, is like a area. Let me see. Well, what I have here so is the same first fringe benefits are extra benefits that employees receive in addition to their regular salaries. Let me see.
mhm, yes, so that's
Yeah,
what seven is. That's what fringe benefits is. So I'll take on question eight. Which of the following
just now
free?
I gotta go on mute again. Too much of things that's coming from my laptop just now.
Eh, so tell me when you're back with me.
Good, I'm back.
All
It's
right,
just the
tabs
DCSec group making a lot of notifications.
or like in this like oh all right.
Yeah, that's messaging.
Oh, that thing up. All right. Which of the following phases best describes an authoritarian leader, willing to take suggestions, make decisions without consultation? So, an authoritarian leader does not really ask for anyone's opinion. They usually just do it anyways. They usually make decisions without asking anyone's opinion. So, an
Yep.
authoritarian leader is basically the type of leader that have a don't care damn attitude.
Yeah.
So if you say that, yo, I think we should do this, they will say, I don't care. They have a don't care damn attitude. So let's move on to nine. So characteristics of,
Everything is there.
yeah, everything is their way. They don't really care what you have to say. You want to take nine? Take a read at nine.
Characteristics of a written communication include I. Documented evidence. I. Detailed messaging. And I. Instant feedback.
Mhm. What is your take on this? Which answer you
The
think it?
one, also one and two.
Yeah,
A.
I and
Because
mhm.
written communication is include document evidence, yes, and detailed messaging, but you can't get back an instant feedback.
Mhm. Yes,
If you're
because
using like technology, then yeah, you would get back an instant feedback. But
like
seeing
in
all
probably
this in a
social media
written
and
communication, this is like with letter and that type of stuff.
all right, good. So for 10, which of the following management function is a manager engaged in when he grants a worker time of pay? That's motivating. That's motivating. Because if you
Yep.
give a worker like money after they finish a hard day of work, or you give them off money when they take time off, that will motivate them to work harder because they're getting benefits. So let's take a look at 11. Richard has been an employee of MTSL for over 10 years. He is up for a promotion at the end of the year. A manager's nephew was recently hired as being promoted ahead of Richard. An upset Richard has taken this issue to his trade union. What do you think result, or why did Richard do this? And this conflict is a result of, what are your thoughts on that?
Honestly, it would be A, but also to Richard, I would be very vexed to be in Richard's position
Yeah, he
because
would be in a
all
bad
the time
position.
he spend there working, well, he spend there like for how much years working, and someone just come in and boom,
Just gone with
ahead
the
of you.
promotion. Now I would be vexed, honestly. I would be very angry in this case. Because
I
someone, your nephew
I
just
would
come in.
plug out.
Yeah, I would just say, why are you doing this? So this is just madness. I would be extremely angry. So that's it for 11. So we're at 12. Um, let me finish this at least. It will not take long to do this. So, want to take a look at 12?
Alright. Which of the following is an example of an entrepreneur? A. Joe rents an office space. B. Roger goes to the bank to get a loan. C. Sally occasionally babysits her neighbor's child. And D. Donna operates. What just happened?
You hear me?
Anyways, yeah. Yeah, I can hear you. It's just something look for hopping on the screen.
You mean like with the not multiple
Yeah, I was
screens?
going.
Oh, I know as well.
Yeah,
I know as well. Now I'm just looking at
yeah,
the screen.
I was going to say for the.
Yeah, Dona operates an online bakery from our home, right?
Mm,
So
yeah, the answer would be D.
we move on to.
Entrepreneurs is mostly. You know, explain it.
No, you could take a look. I could just add after you finish.
All right. Basically, entrepreneurs is run their own business, create their own products, and distribute it out in the world. Just like how Donna is running her online bakery from her home.
So, in the case of running your own business, as Keon rightfully said, the entrepreneur is someone that creates their own business, or they usually take a risk in creating a business in the hopes of creating profits. So, Joe rents an office, Roger goes to the bank to get a loan. None of these things is an example of an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is a risk taker. If there is no risk involved in an entrepreneur, that is not an entrepreneur, as rightfully Keon said. So that's it for that. Let's move on to 13. I'll take on the lead with this one. Which of the following is not an element of a business plan? So we have legal plan, financial plan, marketing plan, and production plan. The right answer for this is the legal plan. Why, you might ask? The legal plan is the business registration. It is actually a document, or we call it um, the legal registrars of business, registrars of business. That's what
My
we call it.
internet,
Oi, in that.
my internet was bad, but I get to hear everything you get to say though.
We call that the legal register of business. But for CSEC, they wanted to headache the hell out of us, so they put legal plan instead of legal register of business. Look at this. They put everything in plan. Them even give you a hint. Them even give you a little hint. No little hint. Just that's sick. CSEC, if you're watching this video, y'all is some. I mean, that's that word. They might find me. They might find me. They might find me.
Well, well, well.
They might find me. Them even give you a hint, buddy. They put that's your nasty, the nasty. They put plan for everything. Them even put legal business
I
or
mean,
nothing.
it doesn't hurt for think for use your head once in a while for think about things.
But this is
So
Dorothy. This is Dorothy. This is
I
Dorothy.
would say yeah, that is that's a dirty move, yeah, but
The Dorothy move. See,
mm,
sec. I mean, if you insult y'all, but y'all is some bad people. At least give the children them tomorrow a hint. Just put legal business, legal anything. Don't put plan at the end of everything and get children thinking on this question for 8 minutes, 10 minutes, and stressing if I get this one right or this one wrong. Make it simple. POB supposed to be simple. So, want to take a take on 14?
yeah, my internet is working back now.
All right, take a take on 14.
Assets used to secure a loan at the bank are referred to as A.
Collateral.
Collateral, B. Fixed capital, C. Fixed deposit, and D. Current account. As you mark off, yeah, it can be A.
Yeah. Want to elaborate on that a little bit more?
Harry, yeah, you can explain that more.
So collateral is the thing that is used by a bank to make sure that you make your payments. So if you take a deposit of 1 million, the bank will take some portion of property that is equivocal to that $1 million. As a result of that, you will they will that in that case you won't want to lose your car, you won't want to lose your house, so you will make sure you make that payment. So a collateral in simple terms is something that the bank takes from you to make sure that you make your payments in the case of you making a loan. So 15, one of the main functions of an entrepreneur is to prepare the accounting records, advertise the company's products, organize the factors of production. You want to explain 15, Keon? The function of an entrepreneur is to organize the factors of production.
Well, try my best. Entrepreneur is basically look after their own things. They is be the person who to distribute their own product. They're the ones who look over everything for the own product.
Correct. So let's move on to 16. Which of the following variables is not an element of a feasibility study? This is profitability. Profitability is not an element of a feasibility study. All of these, like for example, target demand, market demand, and business designs, are all examples of profitability of feasibility study. But the thing that CSEC done, I believe, I strongly do believe, I strongly believe CSEC is incorrect in this area. Because look at this, a business design, and I'm just fact checking myself while I'm answering this question because
Okay.
CSEC did mark it as profitability, but a business design is not in a feasibility study. Kian, do you agree?
I wouldn't say much and gotta do more study on it to make sure.
But you won't find a business design, at least from my opinion, in a feasibility study. So
Alright.
want to take a look at 17, Kion? We don't take a look at 17. We're already halfway. We're going to go down to the first 20s, 20 questions.
Alright. Alright. A contract may be discharged by I. Breach, I. Lapse of time, and I. Offer and acceptance. It will be I and I. A. Because breach is a contract of breach. They just look for the short form breach. Because a contract of breach is define anything go against the law in that contract.
Mm-hmm.
And for a lapse of time means it expire. It
Correct.
gone over the date of the time due.
Mm. So that's it for 17. Now let's move on to 18. Let me just check something quick. So yes, we're good. So the month,
How much tabs you get open up?
eh? No, it's how the screen is work when I'm doing live on the application. The application is the
Oh,
like
oh.
in time thing and is thing like that. The monthly payments collected by an insurance company from its policymakers are known as premiums. Premiums is like a form of insurance that usually policymakers make. So at the end of every month, the insurance company um, collects payments, and that payments are known as premiums. So an essential feature of a valid contract is that the offer has been made to the offeree. The offer is made in writing by the offeror. A counter offer has been made by the offeree to the offeror.
A lot
The
of offers.
That's a lot of offers. They like this. Just what the hell? Anyways, CSEC make these questions
I
more
like this is
sense.
it's for confused when you read it.
Yeah, this is to
Confuse people
confuse
when
you.
you read it.
This is like CSEC way of saying, I will make you feel. So the offer has been accepted by the offer either in writing or orally. This is all I have to say. Them just trying to tie up the little children minds. So the offer has been accepted by the offer either in writing or orally, meaning that it has been signed or they agreed to it orally, meaning that it is valid.
It's gotta be agreed in court too. Also
Yes,
remember that.
it has could be agreed in court. It needs to be agreed in court orally and in writing. So I see. Look at they said either in writing, but they should have put both orally and in writing. Just say in writing or orally, because orally could not be a valid contract. It needs to be orally, and it needs to be in writing. I don't like how C like put either. They should have put both in writing and orally. They should have just put that instead. Plus, it would have been easier to understand, but they just put either just to confuse the hell out of people. They just like to do that. So, want to take a take at question 20? You want to take a 20?
Yeah, my internet is working back now.
All right, good.
Let me see. Mr. John offered his car for sale for 70,000. Miss Madra? Yeah, I would say
Miss
Miss Madra.
this Mr. John offered his car for sale for 70,000. Miss Mirage said that she would pay him 66,000 for it. Mirage, Mirage. That's like a weird name.
Mira.
Mirage. It's like
Yeah.
that's like an Indian name. Like so, it's
I would tell the person sorry because I would not pronounce that name right.
Mirage. Just like an Indian name. Like said that she would pay him 66,000 for it. So the man actually, Mr. John offered 6,000, and this lady said, "Yo, instead I give you 66,000 for it." So that would be a counter offer, because this man here said that we're going to I want 70,000 for it, but he said, "Yo, instead I'm going to give 66,000." So there'll be a counter offer.
Like a good agreeable price for both parties.
Yes, it's an agreeable price, because probably Mirage must say this is too much for this old car, and I want it to be a little less. This car too old
Yeah,
for it to be
because it's a
70,000.
used car.
Yes,
So
the used
yeah.
cars. They probably say this car too old. I can't buy this car for 70,000, and Mr. John must probably say yes, you're right. And plus, it's an Indian woman too. It's an Indian woman. She must probably cuss up in the
Wait, wait.
road. It's an
What's
Indian
this?
woman. Probably cuss
What's
you up or
this?
argue with you on the road.
Just be racist at this point.
Yes, this thing. Hey, people out there, I'm not racist. I'm not a racist person. Don't go in the comments saying the study prep guy are racist. I said don't watch the video because he hate Indian people.
Well,
People go in the
I can't really diss no race, because how I mix it with a set of things, I can't really diss no race.
understand. I ain't dissing race. Just saying because it's just Indian people. There's getting angry when they get angry. There's getting real angry, and that's just
Everybody's
facts.
get angry. I don't know why you're making
Everybody's
it
get
so.
angry, but Indian people uniquely angry.
Alright.
Which of the following businesses can be classified as a cottage industries? That is Mary Crafts located at Mary's home. You want to take a little bit elaborations on that, Keon?
I'll try my best. I know cottage industry is with family, is mostly deal with family related stuff. It be run by individuals in like in a small area. I don't know what type of big community thing. It's be like a small thing
At
for
home, at home.
create income. Yeah.
So the main thing of cottage industry, the main thing of cottage industry is home.
Mm.
Is home. So when you think of cottage industry, just think of home. If they even put in a statement, if they just put in home and they put in nothing else, they just put in home, then that is a cottage industry. So in this case, just think of cottage industry as home, right? Because look at this, they put home right there. And I don't need to read anything else. Once I
Yeah.
see they put home there, that's all I need to know. So we
Yeah,
have
sales guy read. Sales guy read. Sometimes you could make a little mistake, but
yes, but you have to read
things like that
carefully.
with
But
cottage industry.
the main thing of it is home,
Yeah.
is to deal with home.
Yeah.
Because look at this. For all of these things, it said it's located at a rural area, located in Jamaica, located in Trinidad. But out to all of this, it said home for Mary's home.
Yeah.
So the main thing of cottage industry is home. Don't think of where it's located. It's located in Jamaica, any other country. Don't worry about it. Once it says home, that's the answer. But just make sure you read your questions carefully, as Keon said. That's important to note. So the amount of labor available for productive activity is known as the labor force.
A.
Yeah, 22
Labor
labor
force.
force. The labor force is just people between the age of 16 to is what 56, 56 or 60 something. It's 56 or 65.
Somewhere in that range.
I
Somewhere in
think
that range.
it's 65, 65, 16 to 65.
Somewhere.
Usually between 16 you come out of school and you want to find a job, and yes, you're part of the labor force if you're between the age of 16 to 65. So take a thing at the question 23, Keon.
But yeah, my internet was bad just now.
All right, let's take a look at question 23. Take a read at it.
Joel bought. At least we make a good
Hmm.
progress
We
on
make a good
this paper
progress
one.
now. There you go. We get to 24 now. Which of the following outcomes is least likely to result from growth in an organization?
We wasn't supposed to
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh
explain
yeah,
the
oh yeah.
question 20.
All right. It says this will end in 10 minutes. We could answer up to 20 30, right? It said we get
Yeah,
10
we
more
could
minutes remaining.
at least.
We could do up to 30, and
Yeah, we
the
could at least. Mhm.
next one we do the other 30. So the forward we
Yeah.
have to speed up a bit because 10 minutes remaining.
Mm.
So just to explain quick.
Okay.
Forward, when we mean forward industry, we mean like primary markets to primary markets, meaning that if we have wood, we have two markets working in correlation. Now that's just the straightforward definition of forward markets. I'll allow Keon now to elaborate on the backward linkage industry.
Or with the backward industry now is like taking from primary goods and bringing back into your company to turn into something good. So like if I go to an orange farm, right? I bought some orange and come back by my company and make orange juice. It's like something like that.
Correct. So you guys could just watch back the video. You could just listen back to that, and you will figure out what backward and forward industries is. But we have to move on. So for 24, which of the following outcomes is least likely to result from growth in an organization? Least likely to result from growth in more division of labor. Wait, no, increase. Wait, I think we got this wrong in the official video because I'm looking back at the answer sheet right now here, and the answer is C, increased communication. Because to see what I'm reading it back now, right?
Remember last time I tell you it was C?
Yeah, because they said what is the least likely result from growth in an organization. They said what is the least likely result, and that is increased communication. Even if there's an increase in the market or the organization, it will be unlikely people attack each other because they probably don't know each other. They feel uncomfortable or some reason like that.
Yeah, that's why I went says C
Hmm.
from last time, but you said no, and
Yeah.
then being balanced
Now
to
looking back
B.
at it now, right, and I seen it actually just C. So, what
Alright,
type of capital is defined as money used for the day-to-day operations of a business?
it will be D. Working capital.
Correct is right. Working capital is like the amount of money that is used for businesses that is used to make the business operate. Working capital, in a nutshell, is the money that is in the business to make the business operations be able to even function, right? So we have that
Mm.
out of the way. So 26. Take on to 26, Keon. 26. Yo, Keon, your internet okay? Everything okay there, Keon? You
It
back?
will be D.
Hmm.
Personal use.
So subsistence production is best described as producing goods for personal use. Subsistence use of subsistence production is usually like books, pens, and stuff like that that you use every day for personal reasons. So we're at
Mm.
question 27. We only have three more questions to answer. We have 6 more minutes remaining. We could probably answer up to 21 if you know.
Alright, good.
We have 6 more minutes remaining. That's good. So primary production is concerned with distribution of goods, manufacture of goods, provision of raw materials. Primary production meaning like it's in the fourth stage, so that would be um, provision of raw
Of raw
materials.
materials.
Yes, because secondary production is the manufacturing of goods, right? And tertiary production is the distribution of goods.
Mm.
All right, let's move on to 28. Which of the following can be described as a marketing activity? So first we have distributing commodities to outlets, publicizing advertisements for new staff, issuing bulletins related to staff matters, ensuring that workers are given fringe benefits.
It will be A.
Correct. Distributing commodities to outlets for that would be 28. So 29. Which of the following elements comprise the market mix? That would be product, price, promotion, and
Price.
place. Um, if you look at A, price, if you just price a product without even having a product, that doesn't make sense. In the case of C, product, we just promote. They didn't put no price system here, so they just put out the product without even placing a price on it. So first of all, they have the product, they price the product, they promote it, and they actually put it in a place to sell. That's it. That's the market mix. Then we have 30. Oh, we have time. We have four more
Yeah, we
minutes
get time.
remaining. Yeah, we have 4 minutes remaining. So price discrimination may be best defined as setting a lower volume of goods at a higher price, a higher volume of goods at a lower price, the same price for different products, different prices for the same product. What would that be?
B.
Yes. When you're discriminating against the original price, that's when we make discrimination. Because a hot dog is selling for $100, but you want to operate greedy and you sell it for $900. You're robbing the poor people. You're robbing the people then. So we have 3 more minutes remaining. We could actually answer up to two or the five. That's fast. We're spending like 1 minute per question, honestly. Toward the one. Which of the following gives identity to a specific producer good? We
Brand.
have brand. You want to elaborate on that? You want to elaborate on that a little bit? Because we have time.
Alright. Brand is for see what I don't think I might could get to explain so just now. Just now. Just I'll do something. You explain by that.
All right, good.
I'll be mute.
So if we talk on the concept of branding, branding means for a specific good. And the term label could have two definitive definitions. The first definition of a label is it could be a good, it could be a label of a it could be related to a brand, but label could also speak of identity. They label you a bad person, they label you someone that is not good. That's another way we could look at a label. Copyright is a right of persons to protect their integrity or their own original work. That's what copyright is. Patent is the term used for or the ability of copyright creators to actually sell their products. So that's why we choose branding because none of these here actually fulfill the criteria of specific producer goods. And then we'll answer toward it too, and then we'll take a close. We'll start back in the next couple minutes. Keon, you could take a break while I'm editing. While I'm editing the video, right?
Good.
We'll start back at 5:25. So you can get some time for drink, walk around, or something.
Mm-hmm.
So which of the following actions is least likely to be described as a public good relations for a company? So we have sponsorship of a steel band, the offering of scholarships, hosting of annual sports events, and reduction in prices to retailers. So in this case, the original answer would
It
be
will be D.
D, right? Reduction in prices to
Yeah.
retailers. So that is least likely to be described as good public relations for a company. Reduction in prices to retailers. So with that, everyone, we'll be back with you in the next couple of minutes. So stay in tune. We'll be answering the remaining of this paper. So we made good progress. We made good progress. Good progress is made. So we only have around 20 something more questions to answer, and that will be it. Miss Keon, see you later. I'll be back with you in the next 15 to 20 minutes.
All right, good.
So where were we again? Where are we? So welcome back to the Study Progress channel today, everyone. Today we're continuing the 2020 paper ones. We did stop up to Torah 3 in the last video. So for the moment, we'll be working Torah 3. We'll be working question Torah 3. So first of all, merchandising can be best art. Hello, Keon, you're back. So we're continuing, everyone. Login. All right, good.
Yeah.
So we're back with Torah
Get
3.
through them, Riff?
Yeah, we work in the rest. So let me start back. Let me finish up
No,
this.
I said you get through with the rest.
You mean with
Kaden.
no? I ain't get you with Kaden. But we coming back. We coming back with you tonight. Enough people coming tonight.
All right, good.
So we me and you
Good,
just
good,
work
good.
in the 2020. They we work them work the up the latter years.
Good.
So merchandising can be can best be described as highlighting the physical and visual aspects of selling. So take a look
Can you
at.
change? I ain't seen the questions them.
Wait, you seen it?
No, I ain't seen the questions.
Oh, I think I forget to share. Yes, now give me a minute. Give me a second, right? I put it
Yeah.
up on the screen for I to see, but I forgot to actually make it shine. I forget to share the screen. All right, good there.
Yeah, good.
All right, so these are box. We were question 34. So I did said merchandising can be best described as the highlighting the physical and visual aspects of selling. Right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
as we said before in the last video we did, merchandising is making your good look appealing. It's making your good look nice, basically. So
Mm-hmm.
they just work with the paper fast. I don't think we need to do any great elaborations. Take a look at Thor 4.
The primary function of advertising is to A. Promote brand loyalty. B. Promote public relations. C. Communicate information. And D. Ensure a wider distribution of goods.
So this is
The answer will be C.
yeah, communicate information. This is this is a trick question.
What?
Remember, this is a trick question, right? CSEC.
Yeah.
This is a trick question by CSEC. Because when you listen to the term primary function of advertising, you usually think of promoting brand loyalty, promoting public relations, or ensuring a wider range of goods. Because it's literally a trick question. But there's something to note is that the main function of advertising is to communicate information. In this key, and how we will do this is that I'll like for example Thor the 5. I'll answer Thor the 5. We'll discuss it, and then you'll read out Thor the 6. I read out Thor the 7. You read out Thor the 8. I read out Thor the 9, etc. You understand? You understand how we going, right?
Yeah.
Just to make it more equitable. So I'll take on Thor the 6. You'll take on Thor the 7. So which of the following is not a part of the distribution chain? That is contractor. Contractor is not part of the distribution chain because what function does they don't have any function. Contractors building houses. They don't really be involved in distributing goods.
Just,
Mhm. I'll wait for you. Your answer will read
no,
out
you
toward.
could continue. It's just things might be a little noisy by me, so I might mute for a little while.
No, not really a problem. I don't believe the viewers will have any issue with that. So take a read at 36, Keon. I'll answer 37.
Which of the following modes of transport is best suited for moving large amount of long haul cargo? The best answer would be A.
C.
C.
Mhm.
I can remember we were making a video.
Yeah.
The C is
I think it's some question, man. Some question that they want to try. No, that was before. That was like around 26. That's when they put what's call it again? Forget it, man. Somewhere they that was Dorothy. Um, somewhere I can't remember exactly. Oh yeah, with legal plan with all them thing.
yeah.
This is Dorothy there, way. Anyways, for this one, I take on 37. Which of the following document shows ownership of imported goods? That is the bill of lading. And this is a document that you usually have to show to to a supplier to tell them that you actually purchase these goods or you have jurisdiction to bring them into the economy or the country that it's being shipped to. All right, Keon, take on 38.
Yeah. Which of the following types of providers are FedEx and DHL? The answer would be B. 3PL. It referred to how much
They're doing a video right now.
places
Don't
they
call me.
are located in.
So yes, as Keon said, that is the 3PL. Um, Keon did like an explanation. I wasn't hearing. I was a bit busy over here.
I say it refers to the places it has, like
Yeah,
how
like
much places it's like DHL is located here and in other countries they locate here and so on so on. So it
good.
have three known location.
All right, good. So with 39, a supply chain is best defined as a shortage of work in progress, finding goods, processing of raw materials and components into finished goods, delivery of finished goods from the point of origin to the point of destination, system of organization and resources involved in moving products from suppliers to customers, is the movement of goods. So the supply chain is basically the movement of goods from the initial production stage to the end consumer, which is in this case the end point or the pointed of destination.
Next thing I would like to say for 38, I don't know how they would expect people to know this answer for this. I have no clue. I expect people to answer this one here.
I would agree because if you look at the initial documentation, if you look into the syllabus, they don't include like for example, because this definition here is not the standard definition you define in the syllabus. You won't find this definition in the syllabus, right? You would have to use your mind a lot. And the way to structure this is just so difficult to understand. They just structure it so difficult. Yes, I answer toward no? Take on question 40.
Well, 40 is a really simple one. It will be A, global position system to show your location and to show your location on the map
Just
or
to
to
add,
wherever destination you're heading to.
yeah, correct. Usually in the GPS system, they usually try to show you where it usually is used to make sure there's efficient movement of goods from point A to point B. To make sure that there is no,
Mhm.
if you're like a transportation person and they put a GPS in your vehicle, they will see where the goods are going so that the goods can be moved efficiently. So that's it for 40. 41. I'll take on 41. The success of a government's economic policies can be most effectively measured by an increase in the level of policies, an increase in the standard of living. These, I don't believe I need to elaborate. Policies, the way you could actually measure the effectiveness of policies is by people living good lives. If people are living bad lives or basically low standard of living, that means your policies are bad, they're not effective. Want to
Okay.
take a look at 42? Could take a look at 42.
Yeah. One of the major functions of a central bank is to A. Issue notes and coins, B. Issue stocks and shares, C. Accept deposit and account accept deposit accounts, and D. Make loans and adventures. The answer would be A. Issue notes and coins. Let me see if I explain it more. I think you might got with that, Joseph, because
Hmm.
I already
So
know if I explain the central bank so well.
So the central bank, if you look at issuing stocks and shares, issuing stocks and shares are something that shareholders do. That's not what a bank does. Accepting deposits and accounts, making loans and advances are functions of the commercial bank, which deals with making deposits, financial advice, etc., etc. But the function, because due to the fact that the central bank is the bank of banks, they usually create money. When you mean issuing notes, we mean they're creating money. They're the persons that create money and coins. That's what it's saying here. That's one of their functions. So I'll take on 43. A plan for systematic saving and spending is referred to as budgeting. Keon, you want to elaborate a bit on that?
All right. Budgeting is basically putting a plan to see how to manage your money well. It's to basically monitor how you spend your money.
All right, correct is right. So you want to take a read at 44, and I'll take a read at 45.
Good. Mr. Jones has several bills of fixed amount to pay each month. His bank manager agrees to pay them monthly from Mr. Jones' account. This service provided by the bank refers to A. Overdraft, B. Opt-in trustees, C. Standing order, and D. Letter of credit. The answer would be C. Standing orders.
Want me to
Well, again,
elaborate?
Joseph.
Want me to
Okay.
elaborate a bit on that?
Yeah.
So standing
Yes.
orders is like, I'll just give you an example because I believe an example will be more effective to make you understand. If you want to have $1 million, or you take a loan for $1 million in a year time, and you distribute that every month. You take $500,000 every month until you have $1 million. That's what standing order is. It's a fixed amount of money that is usually requested by the person who is taking the loan. It's usually a fixed amount of money that you receive at the end of a month. So there's no better definition that I can give than that. And with that said, let's move on to 45. I'll take on this. Keon, you'll take on 46. Um,
Yep.
which of the following is not a source of income for an individual who is engaged in personal budgeting? Loan repayment. I'll just say something, and Kian, you could afterwards. So when you're paying a loan, you're paying back something. So that is an expense. You can't gain money from that. So Kian, you have anything to say on that?
No, not really.
All right.
As you said, I would say to cover everything
Mm-hmm.
what you said.
All right. So we're going on to our
All
last
right.
question. We don't have a lot more to answer. So one take on 46 from you.
Yep. The central bank is owned and controlled by the government. The government is always controlled the central bank. If it was to be a commercial bank, it would be like a private sector. But the
Correct.
central bank is be controlled by the government.
All right, correct is right, Keon. I don't think I can give him any more definitions to that. That's all you could see on that. Excellent explanation. So we have 47. I'll take on 47. So it says here, which of the following services are provided by the commercial bank? Control the supply of money. That is a function of the central bank. Offer loans to small business, commercial bank, accepting deposit from customers, from deposit from customers. That would be I, and I. So that would be this one here. Think you want to make any notes on that, Keon, or you're okay with that?
That's okay as it is.
All right, good. You only have a couple more questions to answer. We're already closing off. So
Yeah.
for 48, financial investment. Oh, you're
Fin-
supposed to take on this one, right?
yeah. Yeah.
You're taking all the questions now.
Yeah. Financial investment can be defined as A. Assets that generate income. For anything you put into any business or so, of course it have to generate income.
Correct. So I could just elaborate a bit on that. So whenever you put money in an asset, you're investing financially into your assets, which is your capital. So if you're working or if you're doing a business and you buy machinery for that machinery will generate long-term profits, which is investments. So financial investments are assets that used to generate income, but assets, another term for assets, are also capital or machinery that are used to generate income in your business. So that's it for 48. I'll take on 49 now. Which of the following measures could be used to protect the environment? Recycling and water conservation. I. Tion should really elaborate on how I actually nearly got this incorrect when I look at deforestation.
Oh yeah. I you
It's
just
like
you just place
ridiculous.
deforestation
I
and you
thought it was
just decide what to use.
forestation. I like it just hurrying and. Anyways, guys, don't hurry this exam. Move slow. Use up all your
Yeah,
time.
it's very good to take your time and read. If you don't understand the question, read it more than one time.
Be stingy with your marks, people. Be stingy. Be stingy like Mirage. Mirage. Anyway, let's move on to 50 now. Take on that one, Keon.
Yeah. Which of the following objective is an economic aim for the government? It will be B. Stabilize the national currency. I would say you might have to explain this one more better because I have a little bit knowledge on this.
So one of the main objectives of any economy, because when you think of economic, we think of money, we think of legal system. So one of the main functions of the government is to stabilize the national currency in order to have accessibility to national markets. So that is the main or the forefront objective of any government in the world, to stabilize the currency. Because when you stabilize the currency, you have more accessibility to the global market. And that's what I believe that's all you could actually say on that for 50. So I'll take on 51. Which of the following activities is a function of the Chamber of Commerce? Advancing the interests of the community. So let me just read out the rest. Creating employment, protecting the environment, providing financial aid to hurricane victims. So advancing the interests of the business community. So a Chamber of Commerce is when a group of business persons come together to actually promote a business, to promote the business community. So they usually, in a chamber of commerce, they usually fight for the rights of business owners, such as they want tax cuts, they want tax incentives so that they don't have to pay a lot of tax to governments. And these people, these business people usually come together, they click up to say, to actually fight against any policies that are wrong to business owners. The key on 52, 52 is all
Yep.
yours.
Yep. Which of yeah.
Mhm.
Which of the following measures are used by government to redistribute income? This one will be C.
Mm.
Pay and national insurance. If I could recall it, it should means pay as you earn.
You want any
Right, Joseph?
assistance? You want any assistance in this area?
Yeah.
So One way of the government to redistribute income is through national insurance, meaning that they usually create national insurance bodies to redistribute income through a lot of way. So national insurance could get the standard insurance definition, but it could also mean payouts, meaning that in Guyana, in this country, Guyana, and some other countries, to say they give something called payouts to persons. Like for example, if you're in school, they might give you a 50,000 cash grant. Here in Guyana, we have a lot of cash grants, right, Keon?
Yep, it
But
should be
we're
increasing by 100 and something more later, like 120, I think.
yeah. But we're too old for that now. We can't get cash grant. They say we're old people now. We have to work for our own money.
We ain't all the old.
At least
Bro, so, I get it old. I turned 18 this year, so
at least for us, they say us they
after
say
this
we're
year,
old.
this month,
They say we're
this
old.
month, tomorrow is me birthday.
Oh my god, bro! You don't it yet. Darn old.
Oh, so
Anyway,
I see what old he is.
wait, did you answer 50 towards me?
Um, as I read it, is
All right,
you give more
11.
information about it.
All right, I take on
Yeah.
53 then. Tax paid on goods entering a country is referred to as custom duties. So, as we said before, if and this is the worst case scenario. Um, chat, don't worry with me. I tate. This is a Guyanese word. When we type, so I tate now. You'll get the idea of what I tate means in the other live streams. So I tate, I tate that you have $1 million, and then you bring it in your country, and then they say they have 100% duties on this good. You have to pay $2 million now to bring that car into your country. Using a car as an example. So you have to pay $2 million to bring that car into your country. But listen to this. This is not the worst case. Now I take that they put custom duties and tariffs on the car you're bringing into your country. Let's say they put on 100% duties and 100% tariffs. So instead of paying $1 million, let's just change money. You have to pay $3 million now. So you're basically cooked. That is the worst case scenario. So custom duties and tariffs are extremely
Yes.
similar.
I be crying so much because of all the money I pay into them stuff.
Yeah, there's something that majority of Caribbean persons gotta go through because you know it is. We get tariffs recently of I think it's 80 something, but no, not 80 something, toward 5% by the US recently, and we get custom duties of
Wow.
100%. There's not good. There's,
Alright, that's,
there's
that's not
enough
good.
money you have to pay, you know. If you look at Brazil, you have Brazilian vehicles because Brazil is don't play nice with Guyana, you know. Brazil is don't play nice. Brazil get a 200% tariff from Guyana. Say if a car is 1 million, it will be $3 million.
Wow.
It's bad, like it's
Are we there
punishment.
so close? Like this? What?
Yeah, I'm being honest, buddy. I check it up.
What?
It's horrible. It's devastating.
Alright.
All right, take on 54.
Hmm. Government offers subsides. What is it called? Subsides?
Mm-hmm.
Subsides?
Subsidies.
Alright. Subsidies. Government offers subsidies to business to B. Reduce costs and ultimately price. Well, I would say to the offer subsidies to business to help them grow too, to help
Mm-hmm.
the, manage with their business.
Yeah, because subsidies is basically tax cuts or tax breaks. If you don't have to pay tax, you have more money to spend. So you will eventually reduce the cost of goods because you don't have to sell them extremely high to get profits. I don't think we need to elaborate more on that for 54. We're closing on. We're up to 55. You only have, let me see, 5 more questions to answer. The 55. I read 55. Which of the following methods can a government use to reduce unemployment? What you thinking, Keon? I'm forgetting this one.
D. Impose
Impose
employment.
levies on forms. Which one? Question 55. I'm just fact checking myself. Yeah, D. Correct is right. I don't have substantial knowledge on this. Do you want to elaborate a bit more on this? Eh?
I would say I have lived too, but I would try and see. Let me see. Hmm. Alright, just no. Wait a moment. It did. Need to take the charge. No, we. Let me see. The original point. Reducing plastic. It's like I already gave answer this one so well.
All right.
But since we're talking about methods kind of government reduce unemployment, maybe for imply create
Oh,
more areas like for more jobs for the body players, like I would say.
yeah, you could look at it like that too. But yeah, you could they could because impose employment levies and goods, it could be the two. But for me understanding, I could at least could share my point of view. When we mean levies, we mean tax cuts. We mean tax cuts and something like tax cuts. Yes, I have to mute a bit.
Yeah, because I don't really know how to explain this really. Because I know the government can put more bills and stuff for more jobs, right?
Mhm.
Though I know, so
So when I think about the term levies, because levies means tax breaks and tax cuts and stuff like that, they could employ they could basically do tax cuts, tax breaks and stuff along them lines in order to make the business able to employ more people. So that's at least from my opinion. So 56. I just answered 55, right? 55 I answer?
yeah,
Alright.
yeah,
Move on to 56 for me.
good. Which of the following functions is not acceptable to a management information system, or also known as MIS? I would say the answer will be B. D. Changes the procedures used to carry out tasks. I said D, 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 D.
Wait. You be serious? Is
I
it?
said D.
CD.
I said D.
It sounds so like weird. This I think that's the same thing I hear, you know. I thinking is D is
My cats are
B.
saying dog and buck. No.
The same thing that's not have issues with.
Uh,
Um
you might be more better to explain this one.
So when we mean changes the procedures used to carry out task, it is not a function of the MIS or management information system. The management information system is that deals with management of important documents and management of those documents. The management information system does not deals with changing the task of individual departments. That's probably a function of the CEO or something along that line. The information or the management information system is not along those lines. So that's something that's the most I could give on that. Um, let me tackle 57. A major function of CARICOM is to force interregional trade and common services. And this is a trick question a lot because all of these things are a function,
Yep.
right? But they're not major functions. You wanna have a word on that, Keon?
Oh, for the major functions.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
because
the one thing about CARICOM is to promote the economic development within the regions for each country. That's like how they say here to foster inter-regional trade and common service. The objective of CARICOM is to remove tariffs to make trade easier among Caribbean countries.
mhm, yes, you're correct. The main objective of CARICOM is to remove trade barriers such as tariff and duties and stuff like that. And the term trade was out of all these points here, the only one that used trade was B. So we have that. So let's look at 58. Economical dualism. Wait, why am I reading this? You're supposed to answer this, Keon. Alright, take
Oh,
58 on. Can't
yeah.
forget it. Eh,
Economic dualism refers to A. Uneven sectorational growth. Sectorational, right?
Sectorial growth.
Sector.
Yeah.
Sectorial growth. If I could recall, this shouldn't be with two countries developing at the same time, but at a different rate.
Yes, that's to deal with uneven sectorial growth, right? So economical dualism refers to the growth of different departments or sectors at the same time. But it usually means that they're developing at different rates, but they're developing at the same time. So that's the best explanation for this here. Then we're going on to our last two questions. I will read 59 and you will have the lucky last one, Keon. The buying and
Yep.
selling of goods and services among countries is called international trade. So So we're with 60 now. The buying and selling of goods and services among countries is called international trade. So if the difference between international trade and marketing, remember marketing is promoting goods and services, right? So while international marketing could be international trading, which is the exchange of goods and services, it could also mean the promotion of goods and services, which does not fulfill the buying and selling of goods among countries a lot. So the term in this here is balance of trade. That's the best answer in this case. So one answer 60. This is the last question on
Yes.
the paper for now. After this, I'm going
The
to sleep.
introduction of technology in the production process may affect society by C. Reducing jobs for unskilled workers.
Correct is right.
This is like what happening. This is like to say what happening right now with all technology keep evolving. Related and be a lot of robots doing works now, and I
Yes.
found a lot of people unemployed.
Yes. Even unskilled and even skilled person are getting replaced. AI is
Yeah, even
becoming
skilled person for sure.
yeah because AI is becoming very dominant, replacing people's job and all kind of thing like this. Even right now in this
I
this
mean, I was set to the AI too is make some mistakes.
Mhm. But eventually in the future, it will decrease in making mistakes and eventually become so efficient that because even in military right now they're using AIs. Even in military,
I mean, yeah,
AI is like a pivotal game changer in the war right now, and it's replacing a lot of things that used to be done by humans. Automation. Now these things
yep.
replacing humans. Anyways, what's your final thoughts? What you want to say to the viewers watching the video? Watch till to the end. What's your thoughts? What you want to tell them? Anything you want to tell
I
the
want to tell
viewers?
them, yeah, just sorry for my for not speaking good in some of them parts. I hope you can understand that. And please do some researching on some questions if you do not understand it well. Anything about Joseph? Good.
No, I hear to you. I listen to you.
All right, good, good. That will be all I would like to say.
All right, for the study prep guys, for the study prep guys advice, I would advise you to come in tune with the next live stream we have today. We'll be going through 2020, 2022 to 2025 if possible. We'll see if it's possible. So we'll be going live later today, so stay in tune. So hopefully you guys pass. I wish you all the best for CSEC POB 2025. I wish
Because
you
I
all the
wish
best.
everybody,
Or Keon, you could talk. I wish everyone
yeah,
all the best.
wish all the children who are writing CSEC for this and for this year. Wish you all guys all the best. And no worries, everyone will pass.
If you watch the video till the end, guys, good luck. Hopefully the questions repeat and hopefully you pass. All the best. See you guys on the next video.